We are today going to be looking at subtraction of integers. Just recently we did a video on addition of integers, so it's probably something that we should look at. Now this video is going to focus particularly on subtracting negatives and how when you subtract a negative, conceptually it's like you're adding. So let's say that we have an expression or an equation that looks like this. So minus 2 minus minus 5. Okay? Now let's draw that out for a second. If we have negative 2 and we're going to be subtracting negative 5 from it, that would kind of look like this. So I'll keep them in blue, the negatives. Okay, so you can see I've got minus 2 here, and I'm going to be subtracting negative 5. Now, if you're thinking about this from a manipulative standpoint, how is it possible for me to take these minus 5, or this negative 5, and subtract it from negative 2? It doesn't really kind of make sense because they won't cancel out like we have in zero principle. So one of the concepts that you need to kind of remember when we're talking about subtraction is that you can manipulate this expression a little bit. And the word subtraction kind of means to get rid of or to take away. So if I was to try to cancel these out, is it possible for me to be able to do something here that would allow me to zero these out? Well, it is. What I could do is I can take and add 5 to it. And if I take and add 5, then I'm changing this expression. So watch what happens here. I'm going to add these. And now I've changed this expression. Before it was negative 2 minus negative 5. Now this expression has been changed because I've added 5 to it. So it still is negative 2, that's what I started with, but I've added, so I'm going to get rid of the minus sign and add positive 5 to it. And why am I doing that? Well, zero principle tells us that if I have a positive and a negative, they're going to cancel. So if I take and just cancel these out, visually showing you that these are all canceling, you can see that there's none left on this side. So technically I've taken away or subtracted this minus 5. And how did I do that? Well, I added 5 down here. So now let's draw this out again. I'm going to keep the negatives in blue. I'm going to go 2 negatives, and I'm going to be adding 5 positives. Now, if you recall from a previous video, what this means is we're going to use zero principle now to add, and by adding, we're going to be canceling out. So if you take a look at this negative and this positive, they're going to cancel. If you take a look at this negative and this positive, well, they're going to cancel. And now you see I have no other negatives here to cancel any of these positives. So I have my answer. My answer is going to be what's left, which is going to be positive 3. So that answer is positive 3. And how did that work? Again, what I needed to do was get rid of. So this subtraction sign right here, yes, it does mean subtract, but it also means that I'm going to be taking away. And I did. I took away these negative 5s by canceling them out. And how did I do that? I added 5. So I've changed this expression from negative 2 minus negative 5 to negative 2 plus 5. Hopefully this video helps you understand subtraction, particularly when you're subtracting a negative. Conceptually, now that you've seen it with a little bit of an explanation, if by chance you have any questions, please drop a line, and thanks for watching.